What the hell are you doing?
What up, what up? Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are watching us, man. Welcome to another special episode of the BLAST of Laughs. You could be anywhere in the world, man, but y'all here with us, man. Come on in and have a seat, take a load off, take your shoes out. I know it's been a long week. I know it's been a short week. It might have been a long week for some. I know we're just coming off a holiday. I know there's a lot of stuff going on, man, but thank you all for tuning in to a brand new episode of a Blast of Laughs. So thank y'all, man. We're gonna have a great time tonight. We have a lot to cover. We got a very lot to deal with. But before we do that, I want to introduce myself. Y'all know I'm your cousin, Uncle Big Homie, comedian Big Low. So y'all know all the titles, but titles don't mean nothing. But don't mean nothing tonight. We're gonna treat this like family, like we getting together. We got to talk, deal with some stuff. This is going to be like a family reunion, barbershop talk, everything tonight. So, always rocking it with me, man. The producer, great producer, songwriter, anthropologist, skydiver, everything. Always. The producer, DRay. What's up, man? And he has to give a disclaimer. So, I'm going to let him give a disclaimer before we get started. But thank y'all. Come on in. Like, share, comment. Let us know where you watching us from. Let us know. Put it in the chat, man. I'm watching you from such and such. I'm watching you from such and such. Because we're going to have a great show tonight. Man, I guarantee you ever just feel something good in your bones? Like, because, man, we just been going through some stuff, and we got to get it off our chest. So, DRay, take it away, bro.
First of all, beginning of the show, you said very light. And that's going to be a t-shirt because we do have a very lot. Second of all, that hey y'all, I know that hey y'all is coming from Louisiana. So what's poppin', Javetta? Glad you can join us. Hey, Kimberly.
That's
nice
good.
for you to join us.
Yes.
Nice for you to join us. So we got a disclaimer before we start this. We got to talk, family to family. Blast of Laughs, right? People have been asking me, you know what? You two get on there and it ain't a lot of jokes. It ain't a lot of, y'all funny, don't get me wrong, but it ain't a lot of jokes and anything. And so I feel the need to tell y'all that, the best comedy is built out of irony, right? Real life situations. So while you may not hear the joke on Blast of Laughs, trust me, you're going to hear these jokes one day. Because really, this show and this platform is a lifesaver because it's keeping me and Los out of jail. Because if we actually blow our stacks as big as we are, they don't even call negotiation on us. They call SWAT first. So y'all wanted to get it. You want us to get this off our chest right here. So I just wanted to go ahead and put that on out there. Oh, and I'm so glad you here, Miss Lady. Oh, I'm so glad you in the building.
And with that being said, so like you said, man, we're here to uplift, entertain, edutain, and inspire. Now, if you got to stick up your butt in the beginning of this show, that's really nothing we can do about the stick up your butt.
Hey, wait a minute, man. Hey, why you have to say that? I just had a colonoscopy a couple of weeks ago. I'm still bitter. What are you doing?
But I'm just saying, don't come on here expecting us to change your life in an hour and a half. It's not going to happen. But if y'all get on here and just allow this to just participate, engage, listen, I guarantee you we're going to laugh and feel a certain way about something. Because we here, it's not just about it. It's about the totality of it all. Most podcasts just go down one street. We going down all the streets. Most podcasts are just one way. We're not that, man. We go both. Well, pause. We don't go both ways.
Nah, brother. Oh boy, where my asthma spray?
I got ahead of myself. But no telling. We on this podcast, no telling we'll talk about. We're not just going to talk about one thing. We're going to talk about a lot. What's up,
what's
Sheldon?
going on?
We're going to talk about your event, man. Definitely going to talk about your event. But on this show, man, we're here just to bring a whole aspect, man, because, we all human. We're going to motivate you. We're going to stimulate you. We're going to make you laugh. We're going to make you emotional. And tonight is going to be, so the title for tonight, before we get to it, I'm just going to give you the title for tonight. We're going to deal with religious gutter snipes. I know you're thinking, Los, what is that? We will break that down a little bit later. But it's time for us to deal with the religious gutter snipes in our community that are sucking us dry. So we're going to deal with that tonight. So if you know one, if somebody's dealing with a religious gutter snipe, go ahead and tag them, bring them on in the room. We're about to deal with them tonight. We're dealing with everything. There's no holds barred tonight. Los got something to say, and I'm going to say it, and I'm going to leave it where it's at. But we're going to still have fun. We're going to laugh. We're going to joke. But we're going to deal with these religious gutter snipes. And by the time it ends this show, you're going to know exactly what a religious gutter snipe is. And you probably think you probably know some. If you don't know no religious gutter snipes, you might be just that religious gutter snipe. But anyway.
You're going to get this work this evening.
So before we start, man, we like to promote and uplift people that's doing great things. So this, these are some of my people. And actually, this is our sister on the Blast family. So shout out to my homegirl, Carla, my homeboy, CRB Calvin, the promoter, my man, Petty, Corey Jones, already walk. Y'all already know what it is. Read the flyer, man. This is going down this weekend right here in, what is it? Is it
Jamestown, North Carolina.
Jamestown. Can't really read, but read the flyer. They got my man Gravedigger coming to do some comedy. Y'all know who Carla is. Y'all have seen her podcast. She up there ripping the stage. If you've never seen Already Rocker, do yourself a favor and go to this show. We'll post a flyer again later. Of course, Petty Jones will be hosting it. These my peoples, man. Now, I would have posted the other flyer that they had, but one of the dudes quit. I don't know what that's about, but we'll get into those type of gutter snipes. People who quit on shows a week or two out, there are gutter snipes too. So.
Boy, this show gonna be chock full of goodness.
So the next flyer we're gonna put up, man. My homeboy, he's in the audience, but man, Shelton, we got you, bro. July 16th. If you anyone in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, my man doing Triad Live. These are some of my homegirls. That's my twin, y'all. Simply that we're born on the same day. She gonna be rocking the stage. Got my boy D-Moore coming from Charlotte. And guess what? Yours truly will be hosting the event. So if you want to come out and have a good time in Winston-Salem or surrounding areas, eat a nice day out. It's a real nice event. They got food. We're going to have some comedy. I'll be hosting a lot of stuff. Come on out. Get out the house, man. Support these events. Take the fly down. Take the fly down. We have to begin to support these events like we support these other big events when they come to your town. I said what I said.
Say that again. No. Say it again for the people in the back, because I'm pretty sure they didn't hear you.
We have to begin to support these events that you see people local. You consider them local. You consider them whatever. Like we support every other thing that's going on.
Facts.
So you see
hey,
flyers, you can't go. If you can do a share the flyer and try to help somebody else go, we have to begin to support. Because we have to build each other. We always talking this stuff. We got to support. We got to deal with unity and all this kind of stuff. But we don't support. We don't even share the flyer. But
right,
we done shared Mary J. Blige's flyer 350,000 times. And I understand she's a legend. And yeah, we need to go see her. But don't pass 10 other events of somebody who needs your support too. Just by sharing the flyer. You know what I'm saying? So. But once again, thank y'all for tuning into Blast of Laughs. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. If you're watching us on YouTube, go up there. I think the button is anyway. subscribe, hit
Somewhere
the
around.
red bell. Yeah. So if
You
you're
know
on
where
Facebook,
you know what I'm talking about.
just follow the page and share it, y'all. Invite somebody here because we're gonna deal with some of this stuff tonight. We're talking about religious gutter snipes. We got to deal with it. It's affecting our community. It's taking our community. We've all kind of stuff has happened. So, first topic, we got to get this out before we get into that, man. I know.
Do we have to do this? Do we have to do this?
I got to address it, man, because the people want to know what we're going to talk about. They want to know our input. It's been out there, so we got to deal with y'all. We got to deal with this. You seen it in the news. It has happened. It's been drug out. So finally, Mr. Robert Kelly has been sentenced to 30 years in prison for sex trafficking case. It's out there. It's happened. But actually, this was in New York. So he still can get more time. So with some other states added on. So we don't know if they're gonna add to it or they're gonna just put it all together. But in the essence of it, R. Kelly, you got to go take this time on the chin, bro.
Hey, if there was ever a time to believe you could fly, the time is now.
Right. And no, I don't feel sorry for him. No, I know this is gonna sound bad, but this real. No, I'm not praying for him. No, I'm not sending him no well wishes. He did what he did. Now he has to own up to it. Go in there, sit that time. But hold on.
There it is. Here it comes.
Hold on. Here come the gutter snipe moments.
Oh,
yes,
here we go.
R. Kelly needs to go and sit down. Go to make yourself right with God. Do all that kind of stuff. You're gonna be there, bro. You're gonna be there for a while. Y'all let me know in the comments if I'm off base. But somebody else needs to be going over there sitting down with R. Kelly too. Can we talk about the parents?
Let's talk about it.
Can we talk about the parents of these young women that went through that ordeal? Because what I understood by the stuff I read and the shows and the Surviving R. Kelly, he didn't go pick none of them up, did he?
No. Nope.
R. Kelly didn't break in nobody's house and snatch the little girl from the bed and kidnap them, did he?
Nope.
He didn't, catch them after school or something and say, "Come here, little girl, come ride with me. I can make you famous," did he? No.
I don't think the famous part, but I do recall the after school thing. But yeah. You're on the right path.
So, how did most of these girls that were named in this case, which is horrible, how did they get from their parents' house into R. Kelly's mansion?
And for the uninitiated, all of this occurred prior to Uber and all your other ride sharing services.
Yeah. So during this time, somebody had to actually either go over there with them or drop them off. Now, y'all, I could be wrong, and I could be looking at this a whole. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments. Should the parents be held liable or get charged also if this is a sex trafficking case? Because we're talking about sex trafficking. We're talking about trafficking minors for sex. That means at some point there was a traffic from point A to point B, and he did what he allegedly did. So should the parents get some of that charge for trafficking their child, if we want to be honest, into this grown man's house? What do y'all think? DRay, what do you think in this situation? Do you think that's too far-fetched? Do you think?
Well, before I go down that particular road, we do have a question from the hatchling portion of the audience.
Yes.
What the heck is a losmatic? And I feel like you should answer this question with both barrels because he asked for it.
Right. I wonder, do we have that picture of that DJ that normally be sitting up there?
Oh, we can find it. It ain't like we can find it someplace.
Well, DJ One Turntable, since you asked the question.
Wait a minute.
If
How do you DJ?
Remember, if you know anything about music, Mr. DJ One Turntable, then you will understand where that reference came from if you really knew music, Mr. One Turntable. So that lets me further know you don't really know music like you say you do, Mr. DJ One Turntable. Because if you really say that name, if you keep saying it, which is Los Matic, then you would catch the reference of one of the greatest rappers that's ever been in our history. If you really knew what history was, Mr. DJ One Turntable. Now, I'm not going to tell you what it is. I want you to go look it up, Mr. DJ One Turntable, and do your history on our music before you put a DJ in front of your name. Now, so Mr. DJ One Turntable, you have some homework to do to find out where did I get Los Matic from.
You know,
I hope that answered your question, but I know it probably didn't. So I will break it down further as if you were a 2-year-old. DJ One Turntable, go to Google, type in hip hop music, 90s hip hop music, and just start playing around with Matic or Los Matic and just see what comes up. DJ One Turntable. So, but I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you and if you ever need any DJ tips, because it looks like you probably do, holler at your boy. I got you. You know, I'll show you how to blend your records and not just skip to the next record. I'll show you how to keep the same tone in your records. You can't play Kirk Franklin and then Plies. I would teach you the lineup about music. So, in the essence of what we're doing tonight, sit your dumb ass down. Anyway.
You know what? And that was some DJ One Table goodness. That was good, wholesome DJ One Turntable goodness. But to answer your question, I know he got something to say. To answer your question, wait a minute. How can you teach? First of all, Goot, wrong show. You have Rats confused. Rats is on Monday nights at 8 p.m. That's where we talk about sports and how bad those Dallas Cowboys are. And how do you spell Google?
Man,
I'm just going to ignore that. So
stop sucking on that gas pipe, man. Trying to sipe that gas out, man. You'll be all right. You'll be all right.
The bad part about it, can't you see him doing it?
Yeah.
It's like
thank y'all for watching, man. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. Please like and share. I apologize. I had to get somebody. Go ahead, my brother.
No. He deserved that. But you know, that's his day job. Sucking gas is your day job, bruh. You need to change jobs. I'm sorry. Moving on. So the parents.
Right.
Yeah, the parents need to go to jail. I said the same thing, not just about the victims in R. Kelly's case, but any sexual assault case where the parents dropped their children off to someone that was not a blood relative or someone who the only thing that they knew was that this person was a celebrity and that maybe they were crazy rich. And they dropped their kid off. Something needs to happen to those parents.
Right.
And don't give me this excuse about, we dropped her off at a recording studio because she was there to follow her dreams and she was there to do this, she was there to do that. Why didn't you stay with her?
Right.
Who drops their 14, 15-year-old kid off into a den of adults and they know the kids there
in a music studio? Come on, man.
Come on.
Even if you didn't know anything about nothing, you know what goes on in a music studio. But that goes to of what kind of parents or what did the parents sacrifice? Because, what did they get on their end just for you to drop your child off? Do you know how protective I am? I know you're protective. You know how protective I am over my children. I have adult daughters, and I'm very protective over them. At this day, I'm not dropping them off anybody. You know what I'm saying? So, as a father, I'm just speaking to the fathers. Fathers in this situation, there's no amount of money you can pay me for me not to be there. There's no amount of money you can give me nothing that I'm not in that room with everything that's going on, with my eye watching everything, ready to make sure everything. But my question is, and this might be something deep that we need to deal with. Have we got? And I'm not saying this all in this particular situation, and just other situations. Has money become that important to where you will sacrifice your own kids and your own morals for them? And it's not just in this situation. I've seen where money become an issue to where anything else, to where, long as the price is right, people do anything. Yeah, they'll stop it. They will throw grandmama from the city bus if the price is right. There's some stuff that shouldn't have a price. And your kids, and just the aspect. And y'all hit me on the chat, man. How do is there a price somebody could do something to sacrifice your kids, or in the situation to have them to put your kids in harm's way? Is there an amount of money that somebody can give you all to do that? You know what I'm saying? Let us know in the chat, because we might be off, but we fathers. There's no amount of money that you can tell me that I wouldn't be sitting right there in that studio, right beside Robert.
And there's probably no amount of money that could get me out of jail if something like that happened to one of mine. Like, literally, I find out that happened. Go ahead and get me fitted for the jumpsuit and flip flops, and let me know when they're doing fruit punch, because I'm coming to take a nap, and I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there for a minute, and I'm gonna make it count. So the idea that I'm gonna drop my kid off into that just for what, a few thousand?
And I think it's a lot of people are, of course, they're talking about Robert and everything. But still, I think a case needs to be made. Okay, I know you might not be able to, but those girls, they're probably older now. But man, look, somebody talk to the parents and say, if we're going to do this to Robert Kelly, okay, he didn't do this by himself, right? He didn't, so that need to be held accountable, because I know the girls or whatever, they're older now, and I'm sitting here. How can that daughter look at that father the same way? Right. What kind of relationship does that those girls have with their dad right now? You see what I'm saying?
I agree, Shamika Massey. All parties should be held accountable. Absolutely. Yeah. Somebody else need to be going to jail. Facts.
And Robert Kelly, if you're watching this from jail cell, whatever your number is, start snitching.
Ooh.
Start snitching.
Wow.
Hey, you already in there. You ain't getting out no time soon. They're already trying to paint you bad, bro. Matter of fact, do it one better. Start making songs and be snitching. You're that creative. Start singing and snitching. Start going down the line. You could do 12. Instead of 12 play, 12 people need to be here with me. 1, go get the parents for fun. 2, go get the driver. 2, 3, go get the uncles, because they all. You see what I'm saying? R. Kelly, start snitching. Start talking. Be like, I know. Hey, I'm wrong. Hey, guard. I got something to say. Give me some paper. Right. I guarantee you.
Say the question, didn't they put him on suicide watch? They actually put him on forced suicide watch. If you read the newspaper,
Right.
They were concerned about whatever. And, you know, when you're on suicide watch, that gives them freedom to kind of hold you a little bit tighter and put you on a little bit more surveillance. And so according to him and his team, he wasn't suicidal, but they just put him on suicide watch just for the heck of it. So shout out to him and his new adventure.
Yeah. R. Kelly, I'll be like, nah, I'm good. I ain't going nowhere. I'm about to write this snitch song. You want to hear it? Here it go. He's that creative, bro. R. Kelly, right? You hear me? If they let you watch from the cell that you watching, if you happen to come across this on YouTube, because you boy ain't got nothing to do, start snitching.
Seems like you're ready to catch this case with me.
Every one of those cases, start telling who brought them to you. Judge, I got something to say. Well, I'm wrong, Judge. I'm gonna go and sit down. But for case number 8, for case AB, such and such, boom, 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 go talk to them. They the one brought them to me. Isn't that? Aren't we because that's co-defendants, right?
Yeah.
That's co.
And I'm gonna say something. Maybe I shouldn't say this.
Say it.
But there's a famous singer who tragically passed away some years ago.
Right.
Her parents need to go to jail too.
Because,
how about that?
See, we don't want to talk about that. We don't want to talk about
her parents need to go to jail too.
Because how in the world you let somebody get married? And y'all can believe what you want to believe. They got married.
Yeah. So
that means the parents had to sign off on them. So that's my thing, y'all. Nothing should, baby. There's no price that anybody should be able to give you to take away your morals and whatever. So, Robert Kelly, my last advice to you: start snitching. Please start snitching. Start telling.
They have really been quiet, right? Have you heard anything from that particular singer's family?
Nah, they
have you heard a word?
They know. They like, man, if we just sit over here real quiet. Somebody in his camp need to start yelling. Somebody need to start yelling. Nah, If he go down, because trafficking, they're charging him with sex trafficking. That means at point A, point B, something he crossed state lines with a young female or whatever, did what he did. But don't the person who bring the child to the point get charged too?
And let me go ahead and put this out there. We are in no way belittling or bemoaning the sentence that R. Kelly got. In fact, I think he should have got life.
Yeah, they should have put an L on him.
Yeah, he should have got that. He should have held that L for as long as he can hold them notes. Yeah. So 30 years he got off light. So don't think that we're trying to sit up here and say, you know, whatever. All we're saying is there should be some full cells right beside him.
Right.
With some of these parents.
And that's how we're going to leave it. So thank y'all again for tuning in, watching us, being a part of the show. Don't forget to like, share, comment, man. We thank y'all for just being here with us, man. Y'all could be anywhere in the world. So we're going to transition. We're going to pivot from Mr. Robert Kelly. Now, the next topic. So we get ready to get into the topic for tonight. We're going to deal with some of these religious gutter snipes. And I know you're saying, what, Los, what is a religious gutter snipe? Y'all know some religious gutter snipes. Y'all know what they are. Y'all seen it. Y'all just didn't know what their titles were. These are the people that, you know, those super Christians, those people that manipulate people in Jesus' name. Those people that make you think that you're serving God, but you're really serving them. Those people that try to use God to try to hustle your money when they're really just about themselves. They got the people who, you know, want to control you. What's up? How you doing?
Now you notice my sis is using my government name, but appreciate you, sis.
Right. So we're gonna talk about some religious gutter snipes, so you can watch out for them, stand your ground, because it seems like those religious gutter snipes are trying to take over, or trying to, and that's why a lot of people at this time, and I can say this, their people are so tired of the quote unquote church folks or the church. And when I say quote church, I mean not the building, but the people, because we are the church. And what people are tired of when it comes to quote unquote church is that the people who are supposed to be representing God, they're really misrepresenting him by representing religion. And it's become so good that you can't even tell. We're gonna give you some tips tonight how you can tell that you're dealing with a religious gutter snipe that is only about them. So, I gotta go ahead, bro.
I was about to say, let's get into that after the Blast Artist of the Week, because y'all gonna want to tune in.
Minutes,
man. Look here, bro.
Right. So yeah,
I told you we should have went 2 hours a night.
Thank y'all for tuning in. We get ready to do the Blast Artist of the Week, so please stay tuned because we got a lot. We're gonna deal with some of these religious gutter snipes because we're gonna talk about some stuff. So on the other end, so get ready. So because just to give you a brief, what's gonna come on the other end, we're gonna talk about tithing and what Creflo Dollar said. And we're gonna talk about the Supreme Court rule about abortion.
Are we really about to talk? Are we really to do that this evening?
Yes, we about to go there because
I gotta go find me something to drink.
I saw some religious. Woo. Okay, all right, man. So stay tuned. Don't go nowhere. So we're going to blast artist. Who's the artist of the week?
Blast Artist of the Week is a singer-songwriter out of the Dallas, Texas.
It's not Gooch.
No, it is not DJ One Table.
Thank God.
It is this singer-songwriter. His name is Lily Lorraine, and the title of her track is Incredible. Here on Blast of Laughs.
Incredible. You're so incredible. I feel so high, can't feel the ground I'm walking on no more. I'm gonna touch the sky. You know the things that I need. I'm up in outer space, and I can hardly breathe. You thought like touch me and keep me up all night with me and hold me oh so tight, oh so incredible. You know I'm wanting more of this. Touch me and give me one more kiss with me and show me all of this. You're so incredible, incredible. Take control of your body. Sit back and let you see. Make this moment last. Time will never stand still for no one. Please don't watch it pass. You do all the things you know I like. Touch me and keep me up all night with me and hold me oh so tight. You're so incredible. You know I'm wanting more of this. Touch me and give me one more kiss. Bless me and show me all your ways. You're so incredible, 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 incredible. show me all you did. You were so incredible, 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 incredible.
And shout out to once again to Lily Lorraine, and shout out to Dan. I think it's Woolcott. He's out of the UK, young producer out of London or the London area. If you are an independent musician, independent songwriter, or hey, even if you're a stand-up comedian, go by www.blastmusic247.com, create a free profile, and let's get your material out to the masses. Blast Music 247, changing the industry one artist at a time.
Right. Thank y'all again, man, for tuning in and watching us, man. We appreciate you. That was a Blast of Laughs Artist of the Week, man. Oh my God, we appreciate y'all. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. So this app, get into it. We're talking about
what the heck is incredible? Incredible. How do you pronounce incredible?
Incredible. Oh, okay. Oh,
yeah.
No, later, we got we had no idea.
Yeah.
Anyway,
right.
Anyway, so we're back, man. Thank y'all again, man. We get ready to get into it, man. We're gonna deal with some religious gutter snipes and some stuff going on in our community, and we got to talk about it, y'all. We got to deal with these people that are misrepresenting what we believe in. Now, like you said, we're not trying to say you believe in whatever. It's whatever. If it hits you, say ouch. If it's not for you, just comment and laugh or whatever. But we got to deal with this, man, because what's happening is people are falling away. And I hear people say that all the time. But it ain't even about God, though. People fall away because they tired of dealing with church folk that are supposed to be. And I'm talking about. And this is not for everybody. So don't get all your stuff in the wide. We're talking about the ones who know that they're not doing it the right way, or they have somehow, try to take control of people. What you gonna say to me?
We're about to get into it, and
we're about to get into it.
We're about to step in this water, and we're fine with it. But make no mistake, anything that this brother just said was already in the Bible, and you took the responsibility not to read and show yourself approved, and it had always been there. So don't be mad that it's now that he just decided to read the part of the Bible that you skipped. And now you want to get in your feelings about it.
Right.
Two words, personal accountability, but let's go.
That's it. And that's all it is. So the first thing we want to talk about, if you haven't seen the video, go look it up. Creflo Dollar made this video about tithing. And I'm just going to give you how he basically started the video, and he apologized because he said for years he was taught that this is what tithing is and the way it should be taught. And if we listen to his video, that's how a lot of things are taught within the church, especially our church. It's taught through fear and trembling. It's taught through emotions. And, don't read for yourself. Just listen to the pastor and listen to what the pastor say. And the pastor got a word for you. If you got sitting there and we want you to give to be blessed. We want you to give. He has challenged that method and said that he was wrong for teaching tithing in the church, and that was not what it was supposed to be. And now the church people are restless. I've seen video after video, podcast after podcast, post after post about how wrong he was, and he took it out of context. And I see both sides, because let's just keep it real, y'all. Some of y'all wasn't giving in the first place, so y'all was like, "Hey, that's me."
Let's start right there.
Let's start right there. Some of y'all wasn't giving in the first place, so y'all was like, "Hey, who is that? Creflo? Who? Hey, I like him. Keep on preaching, Creflo. So we're not talking about the broke-minded Christians, the underachievers. Y'all some gutter snipes too. So if you wasn't giving, that's your business. Whatever. This don't pertain to you. But he referenced some scriptures in the Bible, and it's funny to me, DRay, that he referenced the scripture, said what he said, apologized, and it seems like, and I always do this when it comes to what people believe in, and I always say this, it's subjective, because the same scriptures he used, I saw other people use that same scripture and break him down and show where he was wrong and da-da-da-da. So DRay, how do you feel about this whole, and if you don't go to church, tithing probably something you don't know what we're talking about. So This is part of the show. But anyway, if you don't go to church, if you're a sinner, if you don't believe, which I understand, ain't nothing wrong being a sinner. We all sinners saved by grace. But we're talking about tithing. We're talking about giving. We've always been taught that. And y'all put in the chat, what percentage are you supposed to tithe from your income? Y'all put in the chat. We're not going to say it, but what percentage, I'm going to see how trained we are. What percentage are we supposed to tithe? And now here's another thing, DRay. Are we supposed to tithe from our gross or our net? Put the answer in the chat. We're not going to tell you. We're not going to put an answer in the chat. What percentage of tithe are you supposed to do? And what are you supposed to do? Go ahead.
I'm assuming that this is Sister Javetta. They said lots of pastors teach what they were taught. Some innocently go about it. Many don't study as they should, but it's really hard hearing the message coming from someone who's so wealthy because of it. Now, here is my response.
Here we go.
Here's my response to that. Creflo Dollar has a net worth of somewhere between $27 and $32 million. Million. And that's talking about his personal assets. That's not talking about the $65 million plane that he was gifted a few years ago from his church. That's not talking about the 2 Rolls Royces that he was gifted from his church, right? So now you have accumulated all this wealth, you've accumulated all these toys, and not one time in the entire teaching did he say, I'm going to give y'all some of this money back.
Right. So
one time did he say, you know what? I'm going to do a fish fry and it's all on me. I'm gonna do a car wash and it's all, y'all ain't even got to buy the stuff. He ain't done Nathan publicly like that. And so to me, that's almost like the United States apologizing for slavery, but then we don't get any reparations. What you gonna do with an apology?
That's just
right?
What we saw, right? That's it.
How you gonna say sorry to the dead slaves that are buried out there? The same way Creflo is gonna say I'm sorry to somebody that got evicted years ago for paying their tithes out of wrong teaching. Somebody that lost their car, that's walking the hot streets of Atlanta because they listen to what you said.
Right.
So I'm gonna tell you what you do with your. Oh, you got to tell me to pause again because I was on a roll.
But that's like my man Shelton said. It never said money.
Right.
It never. But see, that's the thing about learning and understanding. It never said money. But somehow, from years and years, and I see people are answering 10%, 10%. But I don't know where did it become turn into money when the word never said money? Because it was time. Because you can dedicate your time, talents, stuff like that. But I've experienced to where some churches or some organizations or some whatever, they don't count that as tithe. They don't count, but that's clearly what tithing is, because it's not about, because if I don't have it to give, but I'm skilled in a certain area, if I can do this, if I can clean the church, if I can run the soundboard, if I can do this, if I can, that's tithing, in my opinion. So that's the thing that just kind of threw me, because we just go by what people tell us, in my opinion. What was the last one?
Let's see. Wait a minute. Carla was saying time, talents, and substance, and
Yeah,
I wasn't taught this till much later in life. Look, before all of y'all get on this whole "this is how we were taught" thing, and this is that. Let me give you a little background on some of these churches in Atlanta, right? Some of these churches have ATMs in the sanctuary. Some of these churches, ATMs right there in the sanctuary. Some of these churches, and I ain't gonna mention no names, some of these churches require you to fill out an application, that they run your credit, and they require a paycheck stub to see how much you make, when you get paid, so they will know when you're not paying. Right? So they want all of this information, because guess what? Your time and your talent ain't really what they want.
Right.
I have had pastors, and most people in my circle know my skill set. I have had pastors to tell me, your talent on that soundboard ain't gonna keep these lights on.
Right. And that's the thing. It's like we have been taught to not read the word for ourselves.
Facts.
We have been taught not to read and understand it, because as long as they can keep us ignorant to what the word really says, then they can always manipulate us with the word and our emotions to get whatever, because there is no way. And I'm going to say this, y'all, and it is what it is. There's no way a pastor should have a jet and a person in his congregation is struggling. In my opinion. Now, DRay, now I'm going to tell you something. I've been to a small church before to do a show that teaches financial literacy,
right?
That teaches investing, that teaches health, that teaches how to invest, and that teaches how to save your money. They ain't even got to the Bible yet. They teach these classes on a daily basis, on a weekly basis. And the pastor said, this is what we're supposed to be doing with our community. He said people get upset with him because he's not up there hooping and hollering. He's asking them, okay, what have you invested in this week? What credit card have you paid off? Do you know this? Do you know that? When I pulled up this is how you know that the organization that you're in is teaching people to be self-sufficient. I pulled up to my wife would testify to this. I pulled up to the small church. I couldn't tell whose car was the pastor's car, because every car was $50,000-$60,000 car, and I'm not. I put up. I'm like, I don't know which. Every car, and I'm sitting there pulling up my little $15,000 car. Like,
well, at least you got a $15,000 car. Anyway.
So, but that's what I mean. It's like, but some people, and we have to be, there's an awakening going on. I don't know if you feel it. I don't know if Creflo Dollar, even in what he said, he stirred up some stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Because he made people go read it for themselves.
Right.
And so once people start reading it for themselves, I bet across the country, people in church Sunday like, Pastor, forget what you're talking about. Let's go to this word where it's talking about these times. Can you explain that a little bit better? And there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, you're good. Sister Renita, the scripture in Malachi is an invitation to be in covenant. There are low-life, manipulative people in the pulpit and the congregation. I agree that the people should not be struggling while the pastor thrives. And you know what's crazy about that, sis? That verse in Malachi that they have been using for years to bash people over the head with wasn't even written for the people. It was written for the leaders. Right. It was written for the religious leaders of the temple. Because the people in the temple started getting sticky hands. That's what Malachi was written for. It was never meant to hold you in guilt and shame to give over your paycheck and put your whole life at risk so that a pastor can live an exalted life.
Right. And we're not saying that all leaders and stuff are like this. This is for who it's for. And for who it's not, it's not. And that's the thing.
Somebody say, yep, some folks are about to come out of debt and buildings might close. Well, you ever think about this? And we probably could write something on this. Maybe that's why the pandemic happened, because what happened during the pandemic?
Ooh, come on now.
What happened during the pandemic?
What happened during the pandemic? God said you can't go to church.
Exactly. So now what you gonna do?
Everybody stay at home. Everybody stay at home. Mm-hmm. So now we went from thinking it was about the church building to realize what it really was about. The church building. Mm-hmm. But that's what God has said. He said, you are the church, not a building. But somehow, some way, down through the years, we've got more so focused and fascinated with our churches. We got so boastful. We got so prideful. Who can build the biggest church? Oh, my church is this. My bishop is this. And DRay, it got to the point we brag more on the bishop and the pastor than we do God.
Facts.
Oh my God. And we got so point to where it's become a competition. And that's why a lot of churches can't work together now, because it's a competition. It's about who gonna be more for Christ and who gonna. It's become a competition. So, DRay, I'm with you. God had to be like, hold on, man. It ain't about none of y'all niggers.
Because look, these churches run like gangs. They run like gangs now.
We about to go there.
Hey, look, they run like gangs now. You have missionary Baptist over here versus scripturally holiness over there, and it's a battle royale because your Jesus ain't my Jesus and my Jesus ain't your Jesus.
You want to talk about black on black crime? Bump that. Let's talk about church on church crime.
Man,
the backbiting and the gossiping and the darts that you send to somebody who no longer go to your church, and your pastor tell you can't commune with them, and you listen to them and you shut them off, and they're no longer your brother or sister in Christ because they no longer go to your church. That's some cult mess.
No,
and because
that's some plantation mess.
That is.
That's what that is.
And then you can't do what you need to do because you feel you got to get permission from your pastor, who is a man, and because he don't feel the same. And I'm gonna say this right now because I'm dealing with these gutter snipes, that these religious gutter snipes. How in the heck you let a man that don't look like you tell you what you need to do with your life?
Look here. Hold up. Boy, that sent a shiver up my back.
How? I don't care what title a person has. I don't care why you feel. And see, that's why a lot of y'all so religious that you missing God, because you sitting there missing what you're supposed to be doing. Let somebody else control, which is manipulation, which is another form of witchcraft. There are a lot of witchcraft going on right now in the churches because that man of supposedly God is controlling your life in your household right now. And you so weak as a Christian because you want to fit in with the church.
You know what?
Man,
and full disclosure. Yeah, full disclosure, y'all. Full disclosure. I was in divinity school for about a year and a half, right? One of the reasons that I dropped out of divinity school was because I started reading and doing research on this stuff. And I started asking questions. And the culture was, oh, you're in the wrong spirit to read what you just read.
Wow.
You're in the wrong spirit. Oh, you have to have the spirit of God to read that. Huh? But it's right there in my It's right there in my face.
Wow.
Oh, you can't be a follower of Christ if you believe in abortions, because God is against abortion. Oh, okay. So that part in Numbers where Moses gives a directive on the one case that is a sanctioned abortion, that part I'm supposed to skip because that ain't in there, right? Right. So that whole thing of study yourself and show yourself to be knowledgeable, that whole thing about research, that whole thing about we're living in an age now that it's not even like us. This generation that's behind us, they got Siri and Alexa.
Right.
They can sit there and ask you, hey Siri, how much time am I supposed to really be given?
Right.
So, and it's always baffling to me, and we're gonna write about this one day. Y'all can bank on it. It's always baffling to me when you have a ministry where the pastor drives $100,000 sports car, but people have to do church functions and church fundraisers, and they got to use an EBT card to buy the food.
Do y'all? I mean, I don't. Do y'all really understand how crazy that is?
They got to use food. Yeah.
Do y'all understand how crazy that is? And we're okay with this, and we don't. And we've been so conditioned and brainwashed and institutionalized to never question. No, I don't never question what the man of God said. The devil is a liar. If it ain't right, it ain't right. And I don't care how right you try to make it.
Right. And here's where it gets even more complicated. If you happen to be a creative, if you happen to be able to pull creative and artistic ideas out of the ether, that's when it gets more complicated, because now you're seen as an asset.
Right.
Oh, you could put some butts in the seat. I'm not gonna pay you. I'm not gonna pay you, but you should be able. You should do this for the Lord.
Yeah, because
when was the last time you? Yeah, when was the last time you skipped a paycheck, Pastor?
Yeah, because you get and this goes out to all the artists out there and everybody we know, stuff like that. Do not let these people, and I'm saying this, I want y'all to look me in the face. Don't let these people pimp your gift or try to control it. I don't care how. Whatever you feel, if a person's not supporting you, first of all, your gift came from God. It didn't come from them. So if you have any kind of gift that you putting out there, do not let them control it. Do not let them try to box it in. Well, Carlos, I feel you shouldn't say this, Joe. Mind your business. I've had to have this conversation plenty of times because people try to manipulate and try to control, which is a form of witchcraft. We don't like to talk about the witchcraft that's going on in all these ministries because we want to just sweep that on the rug. But we talk about other stuff. Oh, yeah, that's God is against that. He's against witches too, right? I thought he was against witchcraft, which is control. So if your leader comes to you and say, "Well, I don't think you should do that particular piece right there because that's not representing Christ," and and then give you an ultimatum and say, "Well, you shouldn't do that because of your position." Y'all don't see that as manipulation, as control? Because if you don't feel convicted about what you're saying, I should feel convicted, or it should resonate with me what you're saying. Okay? Let me think about it. But if it doesn't, nah, man, you're wrong. But then you'll turn around and want to use my gift for the benefit of your organization, but you don't pay me for it.
Right. And Los and everybody at BLAST already knows that I'm one of them apex predators when it comes to contracts and it comes to getting your money. I'm going to say this so that you can hear me. The church will buy what it wants and beg for what it needs. Don't you let them fool you into thinking they don't have no budget somewhere. Don't you let. I have known churches, and I'm not going to give any locations, and I'm not going to say any names to protect the innocent. But I have known churches to spend $200,000-$300,000 to bring a national recording artist in for a birthday party.
Right.
For a birthday party.
Right.
But that Christian hip hop artist that really has a gift, right? That really wants to share their gift and to start saving some people using his art. They want to give that brother the time of day.
Right.
Right. So, yeah. Let's see what we got here.
We got a rack of comments, man. We thank y'all.
Yeah. We have to be cautious. I'm not going to support foolishness. If you call yourself a Christian, first of all, pray. Don't stay where you're being abused. Well, you know why they stay where they're being abused? Because slaves stayed on the plantation.
Right. And I'm glad she said abused. Because that's exactly what it is. It is mental and spiritual abuse.
Facts.
If you really think about it, if you are so afraid to live your life that you have to get permission or clearancy to go to the movies, to go on vacation, to, you know what I'm saying, to take your wife to the beach, y'all, what kind of, you work hard, you're a grown person paying your own bills, but when it comes, y'all, God don't even do that. God gives us free will to do, even if we're going to sin, he don't get in the middle of it.
Facts.
All right, you know what you're doing. So if you want to get the consequences, go on out there. But yet and still, these ministries, hey, what's up? What's up, Toronto? Hey, Carla. But some of these ministries and organizations and plantations that support these religious ideas and ideologies, that's all it is, y'all. It's just they took us from the plantation of the master and put us in the plantation of religion.
Shamika Massey, they want to pay the hip hop artist with a chicken plate. Guess what else? They want to pay the comedian with a chicken plate too.
See, I'm trying to keep my. I don't want to get upset.
Hey, look! They don't even pay the sound people. Ask me how I know. They don't even pay the sound people or the videographer. They don't ask me how I know.
People, and that's why I think there's something going on to where people are really realizing that they've been sitting on a religious plantation for years. A religious plantation for years. And this is not all of them. And we're talking about the ones who feel like now, if you feel, and first of all, let's go ahead and keep this 100.
Keep it 100.
You're a grown man. You letting another grown man dictate to you what's going on in your house. Okay, let's go scripture. You are the priest of your household. When you allow another man to dictate what's going on in your house, isn't that again what God is giving you the power for? That's your house. That's your gift. That's your talent. So then you got to get into it. Okay. First of all, this whole thing of trying to limit, whenever somebody tries to limit what you can do with your gift and your art, that's a warning. And I can say this right now. You can be a Christian and a social activist too.
Facts.
You can love God and love to support your people too. You can say, I love God and Black Lives Matter. And I mean it. But see, that the whole religious plantation would say, you can't say that. You have to say all lives matter. That's a lie. We're so brainwashed in this whole religious plantation that we won't even see it. Go ahead.
No. We mean this thing because let me tell you something. Freedom is responsibility, right? There is in 1865 when the Civil War was over, and yes, I'm speaking with my history degree, y'all.
Right.
When the Civil War over,
we are smart.
We are smart. when slavery came to an end and the Civil War came to an end, there were a lot of slaves that left the plantation. But guess what? There was a lot of them that went back. You know why? because freedom comes with a price.
Come with a price.
Slavery is comfort, right? Slavery is you don't have to really think. All you have to do is do. But
Right.
when you're free to move about and figure this thing out, it's all on you to do your research, to know where to go, what to do, or whatever. This is the problem, and this is the trap that I see with churches, that you don't want to be free because that would require you to do your own research.
Right.
That would require you to be accountable for your own actions. And I really, really hate when people blame the devil for stuff that's they fault.
Come on now. Come see. And that's another thing, man, that gets me about this whole religious plantation, because what they'll do, they will pawn off a lot of stuff on the devil. But DRay, I got to go down this street.
Here we go. Let's go.
We will get in that pulpit. We'll blame the devil for this and blame the devil for that. And we blame the devil. But yet and still, we will have food functions that we know is not good for our people. But then it's the devil's fault that my grandma got the sugar.
What?
Lord, we're going to pray. We're going to pray for Sister Nance because, you know, that devil. No, you fed her bad food for years. You fed her bad food, spiritually and physically. Come on now. But yet and still, we don't want to talk about that. We don't want to go down that road because that's all. We love doing it, getting together, and pretty much feeding people to a slow death. And I know this might be too much, and I know there's nothing wrong with eating good, but it's in moderation. You understand? So we don't even teach, like I said about that ministry. They teach financial wealth, financial literacy, health, investing. DRay, we got to say this. They teach about life insurance.
Yo.
When the last time you were sitting in church and a church spoke about and taught about and brought somebody in there to break down what life insurance is?
Yo.
That's how you pass stuff
Somebody
down.
need to have a policy. Right.
That's how you pass stuff down to the next generation. Through life insurance. Now we got to stop. And I saw a preacher say this, and I say this all the time. When it's your time to go, we shouldn't be taking up money. We shouldn't be doing GoFundMes.
Right.
We shouldn't be hustling and waiting to bury you because we're waiting on $500 to come from Uncle Larry. He coming from Atlanta, bringing $500. So the church that I paid the tithes in is charging me to bury my grandmama. You want to get real? Let's get real. The church that my grandma paid tithes in all her life. You handed me a bill for her funeral? My family church. You handed me a bill to bury my aunt? The church that my family has invested in for years. Now, if you want to talk straight, I had my dad's funeral at a funeral home. I have a family church that my church from my grandfather, grandmother, both sides of the family had invested in for years. Oh, well, your dad technically wasn't a member at the time, so we're going to charge you to bury him. The devil is a liar. Went right over there across the street, other side of town. Religious plantations.
And forgive me, people. I should make this disclaimer. You're gonna get these jokes. You're gonna get these plays. You're gonna get these web series. You're gonna get this music because this type of stuff's got to stop.
Yeah.
You know, this type of stuff got to stop. Go ahead.
And the thing about it,
you want me to read that?
What she said. Yeah.
She said, people don't know how to have a conversation and possibly disagree with one another. Accountability. The church is more than a social club. I would amend your statement to say the church is supposed to be more than a social club.
Because
It's
think
supposed
about
to
it,
be,
y'all. when Dr. Martin Luther King was living and the civil rights movement, the church was a hub for us to talk about stuff without nobody knowing what we was doing, what the plan was, what the action was. Okay, what's going on in Alabama? What's going on in Mississippi? What's going on in North Carolina? The church was a hub for the community.
That's a fact.
And this is not all churches. What are the church nowadays? It has gotten away from even wanting to be a part of the community. Don't even know what the community looks like. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing we're talking about, is this religious mindset that has set over our people for the longest.
Sister Carla said it's not just Christians, it's religions. Look what happened to Brother Malcolm. And let's keep it 100. That was a clear situation of doing something one way, and then actually reading the book and realizing, oh, that's not the way it's supposed to be done.
Right.
Let me go do it the right way.
That's the perfect, Carla. I'm glad you brought that up.
You know what I mean?
Perfect
Let me go do it the right
example.
way, and the establishment goes, no, never mind.
We're gonna keep this thing religious. What are you doing?
Mm-hmm. Right.
And that's exactly what happened. He said, hey man, I was tripping. I went over there and I didn't see what y'all teaching. What y'all teaching me over here?
Right.
That's the perfect example of religion, relationship. And that's what we're fighting. Now, there are some churches who teach relationship, and I know some great leaders that teach the whole body situations. Mind, spirit, soul, everything. They're doing a great job. But there's still this religious mindset that sit over people. And that's and I'm gonna say this because we got these copy and paste Christians. And what I mean by copy and paste Christians, you post something and here they go copy and paste the scripture. You post something else and they go copy and paste. Man, look, let me tell you something. The scripture needs to be living in you, not something to copy and paste.
Facts.
Just so you can go find a scripture and you can try to manipulate my post. It's copy and pasting. Mm-hmm. Just copy and pasting. I tell people all the time, people should know what you represent by what you do, not by what you say. The way you treat people, the way you handle yourself, your integrity. You ever seen somebody lead with a title? Hello,
right.
my name. Hello, my name is Prophet, Dr. Prophet, Apostle Jackson. I didn't even know that. So what you trying to do? You're trying to hide behind your titles, so I won't really look at you for what you really are.
And then people go do research on those titles. It's like, well, where did you get your doctorate?
Yeah,
the Walmart School of Religious Studies. It's by correspondence.
So it's titled. Man, look, y'all, we've went way over. We thank y'all. I mean, we know it's going off in the comments, but you know what, DRay?
Yeah, man.
Bump it, man. Look, we got to say this before we go. Okay. So
let's do it.
Y'all, please study and know the stuff for yourself. The Supreme Court, we're pivoting, but we're going to stay in the same vein. Supreme Court has just ruled that pretty much taking away the choice of a woman to choose to have an abortion. Now, DRay, help me. I'm with you.
Yeah. Can I say this real quick?
Go ahead.
Keep in mind, if y'all don't know already, we both have daughters.
Right.
So keep this in mind, what we're about to say, because we both have daughters.
Right. So I'm saying it right? They've taken away a woman's choice. They're saying it's illegal for the woman to have a choice what to do with her body. So when this happened, I saw a lot of so-called church folks celebrating. Oh my God, God is pleased. Oh, those people on Supreme Court, thank you for them. They are, oh my God, they've been vessel of God and they got it right. God bless them. Oh my God, so many babies on be whatever. And I think, once again, the religious mind, because I asked a question, because people love to come out the woodwork about abortion, and we stand against it. And I'm just talking about the people who are subjective to what they stand up and fight about. Because when abortion came out, I saw scriptures, I saw podcasts, I saw long posts. Oh my God, But a young man gets shot 60 times. 60. Running away from the police. 60. Nobody, I don't see no scriptures. I don't see no podcasts. I don't see, and I'm talking about certain individuals that I know that they went ham about abortion. Man, this is, God hates it, and God is standing up against this, Young man gets shot 60 times. Nothing. So that's my issue.
Yeah.
It's subjective contradictions for me.
Yeah.
Because you can stand up for this and, God hates murder, but for this over here, you're quiet.
Right.
And to reference what the Supreme Court said, I feel, this is my own person, this is how I feel. And Tupac said it best, man. He said this man was a prophet before his time.
Facts.
Tupac said, what did he say about a woman? He said, what's that line he said?
Oh, I know what you're talking about now.
But anyway,
a man shouldn't be able to dictate when and where a woman can create one, create a baby. Yeah.
He said, since we can't create one, there's no right for us to tell a woman when and where to make it or whatever we'll do with her body.
Right.
And that's my stance on it.
Yeah.
I don't care how you feel about abortion. I don't care how you feel about abortion. They ain't none of your business, to be honest.
Right.
That's woman's choice to do with her body, because I don't see them making a law about vasectomies. I don't see him making the laws about every man should have a vasectomy after a certain age.
And let's just keep it real. Let's just keep it real. There's some people, especially in the church, that need some vasectomies.
Need a vasectomy. And DRay, help me if I'm wrong. Is there a law against anything that has to deal with a male's product, organ, body, or whatever?
Nope.
That in itself says a lot to me. But you're going to dictate to a woman what she can and cannot do with her body because you feel whatever. And then you got the people who jump on here and they go to quoting scriptures. And I went on a certain podcast and I've said, y'all missing the point.
Right.
You can feel how you want to feel, but it's still not your right. And I can say, let me say this very, very clearly. A man would never understand what women go through to give birth or to carry a child. Nothing ever, never, ever. What women go through from the time of conception, from the time the child is growing and the child is in them and the hormones, there's nothing a man can ever say he can feel. It's not even comparison. So I know we've said a lot tonight, man, but a woman's choice should be her choice to choose. Now, here's the funny part about people who are making these rules. So what happens when their 13-year-old daughter come home? Pregnant because her uncle done touched on her and did something. You see what I'm saying? So now they just making these laws and people so caught up in, God, da-da-da-da-da-da. That's not your choice. Even when it comes to sin, people say, I know. Here's my thing. If God gives us free will, and somebody tried to say this to me the other day and be like, well, that's not what he meant. You see what I'm saying? Trying to manipulate what free will is. DRay, help me because I know you're smart. You're the pops. DRay, what does free will mean?
It means that I have the freedom to choose. God gave me the freedom to choose what I choose.
Even if I know the consequences.
Right. And now my question is, how else am I supposed to look at that?
somebody looked at it a different way and said, nah, that's not really what it meant. Do y'all understand what we're saying now? How people can take what the word says and manipulate it. Now, if you're not strong enough, then you'd be like, well, yeah, you're right, man. Maybe it ain't free will. If something says free cats, that means free cats. That don't mean only take 2 cats. That don't mean it says free cats. So when you say free cats, I'm taking all of them. Because you said free cats.
There is a joke that is welling up in my system that I'm trying to fight back. Tell me to pause again.
Go ahead, man.
Nope, I ain't gonna do it.
Yep.
Pause myself.
But put that comment what the young lady just said. The last one up there. Both political parties have an agenda. The extreme left and the extreme right. It's about control. And that's all. And y'all, we don't have time to get deep with this because we really can go deep and say they're really trying to control something that they can't control. You can't control nature. And all these people, all these older racists, white supremacists, people that's sitting up there trying to control, they're freaking out because you know why? Their granddaughters and grandsons are not following their steps. They're mixing in with other races. So now you have a white man that hates black people with a mixed grandbaby. Isn't that ironic?
Boy.
So he already know his leg, especially if he got a mixed grandson. That's his legacy. He's looking at his legacy. And whether he like it or not, that's his legacy.
That little black baby look just like him.
So y'all, man, we're just saying, y'all, be on the lookout for these religious gutter snipes that's trying to control you. Your gift and your talents and your life comes from God itself. Work on your relationship with Him. Work on you know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with going to church, having a pastor, doing all. There's nothing wrong with that, y'all. But if it's wrong, don't stay there just because. And we got to stop in our community treating these churches like gangs.
Man.
And I'm gonna say and we talk about the streets, but if y'all see what's going on in these church streets,
look
on Sunday morning, man, come on, y'all.
And when you have a certain skill set, it is sometimes it's a blessing and a curse that you just can't sit in the pulpit. I mean, sit in the congregation and just watch. You are behind the velvet rope, so you see the inner workings of the church. And a lot of times, it is just really, really heartbreaking.
Yeah,
you see what they really say.
Y'all know.
If
you in the comments, you know, really be going on these church streets. Yeah, y'all know. Comment. Y'all know. We have to do better, y'all. These churches, man, are run like gangs, different cults, plantation. I've experienced it. I've seen it. Man, what my sister say?
So she said, my big always said that you hate is what will come home. What you hate is what will come home. So you better love everyone because God will send who you hate and put them in your family. That is an absolute fact.
That's right.
And that goes for not only race, that goes for LGBTQ, that goes for if you're a family of intellectuals that you look down on people who just want to have a simple life, then guess what's coming to your family?
Right. So y'all please understand and learn stuff for yourself. And if we have to do this, man, we got to stop this, y'all. Just because somebody don't go to your church or what, that don't mean they're not still your brother, sister in Christ. They're still God's child. I want y'all to really think about, man, if you're watching this, you're going to come across this replay. Think about how many people that have cut you off or you cut off just because they decided to go to a different ministry or a different church. Because the pastor influenced you to say, well, you know, just watch how you fellowship with them. They're not under your same teaching. Yeah, they carrying the spirit. Nah, Negro, you carrying the spirit. It shouldn't matter if my brother goes to a different church. He just went to a different church.
Facts.
I don't get mad when people go to a different job. Hey, man, I'm leaving, man. I'm going over here. Well, I can't talk to you because pastor told me that I shouldn't speak to you. I gotta remove your number from my phone. You see how stupid we sound, y'all?
Right.
And I know it sounds funny, but this is actually happening.
The minute you go to another church, they look at you different. Facts.
That's happening.
Yep.
But why?
Right.
Tell me, but why? It won't help them. We'll talk down on them. We'll pray for their downfall. Yeah, that happens in churches too. People leave ministry. Well, we're going to see how the devil going to deal with it because they left. You just cursed that person. They might have been dealing with something you didn't know about, and you just added to whatever they was dealing with.
Right.
Because words have power, and they travel.
That is a fact.
We have to really. This might be a how they put it. How the pastor do? We do more than one teaching. This might be a series that we're doing on Blast of Laughs. Dealing with these religious gutter snipe. So y'all just experience part 1. Cause see, next week we can even start going down dealing with our gay community when it comes to the church. See, we have a lot to get right but see, here's the funny part about this whole tithing thing, which we started on. DRay, I only saw us talking about it.
You know why? Because it's only comes up with us. It only comes up with us.
Y'all know what us I mean. I only saw us is talking about it, posting about it, doing podcasts. You know what I'm saying?
Ho. Boy, we running out of time, but I gotta say,
yeah, we are.
I was in school learning how to be an audio engineer, and there was a giant white church that I got trained in, and they had a soundboard that cost somewhere in excess of $1 million. The whole system. That's what we were trained on. And it was a limited edition, and the serial number on this thing was like 0002. It's like it was the second one ever made, right? And I looked around this church, and they had a gym, they had bookstore, they had a coffee cafe, and this was like in the early 2000s, and I got to having this discussion. It's like, because we're not under. I remember somebody that went to that church was like, yeah, one of the biggest difference is we don't get guilted into tithing. It's just something we do. We're just generous in our giving, and we don't feel guilty about it. And so if you're in church and you got $20 to your name, give 2, 3, 4, get yourself something to eat after church, whatever. You know what I mean? And that seems so foreign. It seems so foreign that it almost doesn't seem like it's the right thing to do. But you look at it. Yeah.
Y'all, we're getting ready to wrap it up. We appreciate y'all for hanging out with us, man. We've rocked out. Y'all really, we appreciate. Don't forget to like, share, and comment, man. We thank y'all. Come back next week because we're doing a series on this. But I'm going to say this. And to what you said, brother, I experienced that when we went to Connecticut to do a show and went to church that Sunday. And it was a mixed culture church. Bruh, they did this how they did tithes. Went through the church, pastor preached, they said their announcements, did all the stuff. Right before the benediction, thank y'all for coming. Appreciate God love. All right, on your way out, drop your tithes in the basket. Y'all have a great week. We love y'all. They dropped their tithes off on the way out. They make a bit, they go around, pass it around. Had basket at the back. All right. Drop your tithes off. God bless y'all. It was great. Boom. Didn't make no big fiasco over it. Done that stuff. Hey, drop the tithes on the basket on the way out. Boom. And just left it at that.
So you mean they didn't have no, we got this magic number. I see 5. I see the number 5. I need 5 people to give $5,000. And I need you to do it in 10 minutes. Let the Lord, they didn't do that.
No. And so that's the thing. Somehow we have to continue to deal with this, y'all. We
Look
have to
who
continue
is
to talk about it.
infiltrated our show.
We got
What's going on, DJ Ronnie Ron?
Ronnie Ron, man. What's up, bro? I appreciate you, DJ Ronnie Ron. Critical Dialogue every Tuesday night, man. Y'all go check him out over there.
No doubt.
DJ Ronnie Ron, Critical Dialogue, man. Thank you for coming through, bro. I appreciate you. Thank you for being the voice over there, brother. Because I know, I know, bro. You be fighting. That dude be, he be like, nah, hold on. They right. What it's saying, but that's my brother.
Hey, Ron. No, DJ Ronnie Ron need to use that mute button a little bit more, but that's another conversation for another day. You talk about we doing a series. How about we do a series on these janky Christian promoters that don't pay people on time when they supposed to, but you want to be the one to put the show together, but then you don't want to pay nobody. How about that?
Y'all, we got to make this a series, y'all. We got to continue to educate. I know we went there tonight, and we're gonna keep going there because that's what it's for. You got a voice, and I say to, and I mean this. We get ready to close out. I say it's like church. To every female, every woman that's gonna watch this, remember, your body, your choice. God blessed you with something that He will bless nobody else in this world with. The ability to reproduce life. So with that, that's your choice. That's your body. Do with it what you please. We have no say-so in it. Even though we're trying to, I don't care what people say. That's your right. When a person has the right to do something, person might not like it, but ain't none in business. And I hope that somehow this thing is overturned. Somehow something has overturned to move this to where this is. And I'm glad that some states or like, nah, we gonna make sure these women safe because it's really that serious. So to every woman out there that God has blessed you to be the women to be the mother of our universe, man, ain't no way. Facts. But DRay, man, we gotta get out of here, man. We done went.
Yeah, man. Hey, you know what? I feel better, man.
Yeah,
we got a little bit of it off our chest.
So y'all come back next week with part 2 of the series dealing with these religious gutter snipes, man. We got to talk about it. We got to continue to change the mindset. We got to continue to work on ourselves mentally and physically. Because, man, if we really think about it, man, I'm about to go on another tangent. A lot of these religious organizations have been contributing to our mental health. Think about it. We're gonna come back and that's what we're gonna start at next week. If you want to talk about some mental health issues, let's start at the place where a lot of this stuff is happening. Because a lot of stuff people, man, all right, man, we gotta get out of here.
Wait a minute. Are you talking about church PTSD?
Yes.
Church post-traumatic stress? Yeah. All right,
come on.
Time to roll the credits.
We love y'all, man. We love y'all. Thank y'all for watching, man. Have a great night. See y'all next week. Don't forget to like, share, and comment, man. Blast of Laughs. Peace out.